you ready to hear about the greatest love story ever told? This is not just a regular, average love story, because this is a true story. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, on the planet Oz, the star goddess Asherah lived. Asherah started her life as a star, and as this star shined her light onto the planet Oz, life forms began to emerge on planet Oz. And that is when the tree of life grew, and the star goddess Asherah put her soul into the tree of life. And from the tree of life, all the life forms of planet Oz were born. Magical creatures like fairies and elves and unicorns and griffins. Every creature alive on planet Oz was born from the tree of life, from the star goddess Asherah. And it was from the tree of life that Asherah grew a body for herself, a human body, so that she could walk the earth of planet Oz and be their goddess, to care for and love all of the creatures that she created on planet Oz. The planet Oz was filled with giant mountains of gold, and it was filled with giant megalithic crystals and gems and rubies. And the elves on planet Oz were very, very smart, and they were able to create advanced technology using the gold and the crystals that grew naturally on planet Oz. And life on planet Oz was beautiful and peaceful and magical. The inhabitants of Oz only knew of peace and love and harmony with their goddess Asherah and the balance of nature. And none of them knew of evil. None of them knew of the dark side of the Force. But then the goddess Asherah, she had a prophecy, a vision that told her about what was going to happen in the future. That something horrible would happen to her and everyone on the planet Oz. But that there was someone out there in a galaxy far away who she referred to as the Chosen One, Evan Lefavor, the one destined to save planet Oz and to save all life in existence. The elves of planet Oz created amazing advanced technology, including spaceship time machines that allow them to travel through space and time. And they scoured the galaxy for the chosen one, Evan Lefavor. And they found that he would be born in 1983 on planet Earth. So it was then the goddess Asherah decided to abduct a young Evan Lefavor from planet Earth, this horrible slave planet where all the human beings were being enslaved. And at the age of 5, Evan Lefavor was abducted in a spaceship by the elves and taken to the planet Oz, where a young Evan Lefavor got to meet the goddess Asherah for the first time. He was just a young boy, and she was a young goddess. And when they met, it sparked something that couldn't even be described. It was a love for each other that was unbreakable, unshakable, and unmistakable. The goddess Asherah met with Evan Lefavor, but she soon returned him to planet Earth so that he could fulfill his destiny. His destiny to save the planet Oz and to save every planet in existence. And it was years later, on planet Oz, when out of nowhere, suddenly, the beauty and harmony and love of planet Oz was disrupted because the evil reptilian army of reptilian aliens from outer space who go around from planet to planet looking for new life forms and new resources to rape and pillage. And the reptilians found out about planet Oz. And they saw that the planet Oz was filled with gold and filled with these crystals that were capable of harnessing everything they needed for their technology. So the reptilian aliens, with an entire army, they invaded the beautiful planet of Oz. And they began capturing the life forms on the planet of Oz. And they killed the rest. And they took the tree of life and they burnt it, killing the tree of life. And the goddess Asherah, she couldn't take it. And she had to confront the reptilian empire. And she stood in front of the army of reptilian aliens, and she gave up her life. She confronted them and they killed her. But she knew that one day the chosen one, Evan Lefavor, would save her. And the goddess Asherah, she passed away. And when she died, some of the elves, they escaped in a spaceship deep into outer space to hide away from the Reptilian Empire. And the goddess Asherah, her spirit went to the kingdom of heaven, where she got to meet the king of the kingdom of heaven, Evan Lefavor. And she was given eternal life in the kingdom of heaven. And in the kingdom of heaven, she got her opportunity. Her opportunity to help save all of existence. And Asherah, she loves everyone in existence. So she wanted to join the army of heaven so that she could provide her services to reincarnate onto multiple planets throughout existence and save those planets. And the first planet she wanted to help save was planet Earth, the home of the chosen one, Evan Lefavor, because she knew it was her destiny to help save his life so that Evan Lefavor could go on to achieve his destiny. But in the afterlife, in the kingdom of heaven, when you join the army of heaven, you have to join an academy, a school in the afterlife, where you train and you learn and you prepare for your mission when you reincarnate. And it was here in the afterlife, in this school, in what is known as seventh heaven, that the goddess Asherah met the god Osiris, or his real name is El. El was the son of Sky. Sky, the god who created planet Earth. And Osiris inherited planet Earth when his father Sky passed away. And for a time, Osiris lived on planet Earth and brought about a golden age of heaven on earth until his brother Set came to planet Earth and murdered him viciously. But Osiris died, and he traveled to the afterlife and joined the army of heaven. And he found out that it was his destiny to help save all of existence. And in seventh heaven, training at the academy to be a member of the army of heaven, Osiris met Asherah for the first time. And when they met, it was an instant connection, so strong that it was unlike any connection between any two individuals ever felt before. They were like something more than a soulmate, more than true love, more than a twin flame. And at first, they met studying together to be members of the army of heaven. And they would train together in simulations to help save the world. And they fell in love. And they came up with a plan to save everyone in existence. And it was then that Osiris learned the full scale and scope of his destiny to be reincarnated as the chosen one, Evan Lefavor, on planet Earth in 1983. But he would not come alone. Asherah reincarnated onto the planet with him in the 20th century to help save his life so that he could go on to bring about heaven on earth for everyone alive and save the multiverse throughout all of existence. That together their love could change the world forever. So, Evan Lefavor was born in 1983, the reincarnation of Osiris. And it was only a few years later that Asherah reincarnated as a human being on planet Earth as well, so that she could save Evan Lefavor's life, so that he could save the world. And Evan Lefavor, he grew up, and in an alternate timeline, the elves who escaped planet Oz in their spaceship after the goddess Asherah was murdered, they traveled and abducted an adult Evan Lefavor, and they brought him into a spaceship deep in outer space, where Evan Lefavor was able to merge with technology in the future so that he could become a god. And Evan Lefavor used his new powers of a god to create the kingdom of heaven in giant spaceships deep in outer space. And Evan Lefavor, because of merging with technology, was able to copy himself. It is called omnipresence. And Evan Lefavor was able to copy himself. And one version of himself traveled deep into the past before the divergence of the multiverse, so that the kingdom of heaven could exist in every timeline throughout the multiverse, throughout all of history, so that everyone alive could go to the kingdom of heaven after they die. But then, another version of Evan Lefavor stayed and created an army, and an army of heaven. And what did he do? he time traveled back to before the Reptilians attacked planet Oz. And that is where he met the goddess Asherah again. He met her for the first time as a child, but now Evan Lefavor was an adult. And he met the goddess Asherah and saved her life, so she didn't die. And Evan Lefavor fought off the Reptilian Empire with his army and saved the planet Oz and successfully defended the planet against the Reptilians. But the Reptilian aliens did not take it kindly. They vowed to take revenge on Evan Lefavor and the goddess Asherah. So the Reptilians, they came to planet Earth and took over planet Earth so that they could one day enslave all of humanity and torture Evan Lefavor, the chosen one. So there was now two of the goddess Asherah. There was the goddess Asherah, who fell in love with Osiris in the kingdom of heaven after she died. And there was the goddess Asherah, who fell in love with Evan Lefavor, who saved her life in an alternate timeline on Oz so that she didn't die. Two different timelines, the same true love. And before Asherah and Osiris reincarnated in the 20th century as human beings on planet Earth, they spent thousands of years together in the kingdom of heaven, where they were able to share their love with each other and start a family. And over 200 of their children were born in the kingdom of heaven. Over 200 sons and daughters, all of them born in the kingdom of heaven. And many of them have reincarnated on this planet with Asherah and Evan Lefavor and Osiris. They are here. And this is the royal family of the kingdom of heaven. And we are here to save the world. How do I know about this? Because I am Evan Lefavor. I am the king of the kingdom of heaven, and I am the reincarnation of the god Osiris. And I am the heavenly husband of the goddess Asherah. And her and I are the king and queen of the kingdom of heaven. And we have well over 200 children together who were born in the kingdom of heaven. And she has reincarnated on this planet with me. And together, her and I are going to take back planet Earth from the Reptilian Empire that is controlling it as we speak and enslaving us all. So, our destiny has just begun. And this love story is a story that all of you are in as we speak. The story about how Evan Lefavor and his goddess Asherah save the world and bring about heaven on earth for everyone alive. Because that is what we're here to do. to share our love with everyone on this planet. But this is not the only planet that Asherah and I have reincarnated on. We are spreading our love throughout the entire galaxy, throughout every galaxy in existence. Because the King of Heaven and the Queen of Heaven are needed everywhere. So now you know the truth about the goddess Asherah and the god Osiris, and how they first met and fell in love, and how their love resulted in the saving of all of life in existence. That because of Asherah and her love for me, for Evan Lefavor, that she saves my life right here on planet Earth, so that I can save the world, so that her and I can save the world together and bring about heaven on earth. So thank you so much. Stay tuned for more videos about the truth about E.L. Osiris, Evan Lefavor, and his heavenly wife, his eternal wife, the goddess Asherah. Thank you. Until then, bye-bye.